His name's Johnny. I'm going to give him the headphones so I won't be on. I told him, for like 2 minutes, you guys are just going to ask questions about the convention, and he can let you know how it went for him. And I thought that would be an interesting perspective for the podcast. So without further ado, here's Johnny.
Hello.
Hello. All right, so Johnny, how did you like the convention?
It was fun, and there was a lot of Transformers. And when the first time when we went out of the room that had all the Transformers in, I got a picture with a Transformer Prowl.
Oh, nice. As a costume?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I saw the picture on Facebook. It was really cool.
And there was a whole bunch of Transformer T-shirts and hats, and there was these really, really huge Transformers that were made out of Legos, and they were over $100, and medium-sized ones that were $100 too.
Holy. Did you get to buy one of those, or which ones did you get to buy?
Oh, I didn't. I got a Transformer hat that was gray and red and orange.
Nice. Did
And
it have an Autobot or Decepticon logo on
It
it?
had an Autobot logo on it.
Wow.
I got that, and I got a T-shirt that was with Brow on it.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
So that's why you got your picture taken with him. Is he your favorite?
No, Bumblebee is.
Oh, Bumblebee.
Classic, very good choice.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
And I got 6 G.I. Joe guys, and my dad got a Transformer that was $100-something.
Don't tell your mom.
So basically, Peter got a really expensive toy, and you got 6 G.I. Joe figures.
Yep, I got 6 G.I. Joe figures for $10, and he got 2 really expensive Transformers.
Well, you got a good deal on your G.I. Joes.
Yeah, you definitely did.
Mhm.
Which ones did you get? Did you get Snake Eyes?
No.
No?
For the G.I. Joes,
Yeah, who'd you get?
they were just I got little army people, and then I got one red, white ninja guy.
Oh, wow.
Ninjas
forget
are
his
always
name.
cool.
Storm Shadow.
Storm Shadow?
The Mighty Mug Storm Shadow.
Oh yeah, I got the Mighty Mug Storm Shadow,
Mug Snake Eyes.
and the Mighty Mug Snake Eyes.
Nice. Did you open those up?
They were already opened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like the Mighty Mugs toys a lot. I wish we saw more of those.
Yeah, I only got one. I got a Shockwave.
I got one with a gun and a sword, and then the other with just a sword.
Oh, cool. You get to accessorize them, too?
Mhm.
Nice.
Hey, Johnny, do you have a display shelf for those guys?
Well, in my room, I just have shelves, but they're not really display shelves. They're just for anything, and then I put whatever all my wrestling medals and stuff and Transformers that I get on that.
Okay, cool.
So what did you like the most about TFcon?
Probably getting the autograph from, who was he, Dad? Nick Roche.
Your dad was just talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say to you?
Well, he was mostly talking to my dad. I was just standing back, waiting.
Sounds like you were a good wingman.
Yeah, no kidding.
Nice.
Wait.
Was it really crowded in the dealer room?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would want to see if you go again next year?
If I go again, what would I want to see? Probably like more than like one transformer standing in a hallway instead of just like one there. More that you can take pictures with.
Okay, cool. So I'd see more costumes, more characters.
Mhm.
Okay.
Nice.
Anybody have any other questions?
Do you like dragons?
Do I like dragons? If there's any in my basement, yes, I do.
Awesome.
Yes, there is. So yes, I like dragons.
Excellent.
Okay, I have to go to bed. Bye.
All right, night, kiddo.
Hey, thanks, Johnny.
Bye.
Bye.
And that was Johnny.
There you go.
He likes
He's
dragons.
Very nice kid.
He's a
His
plus one.
podcast for future.
Yeah, no, I thought that would be cool to get his perspective on it because I think he did have a really good time.
Hey,
You know-
Peter, can you adopt me and go back in time and take me to a shop and take me with you to the convention?
Oh, I wish somebody would adopt me and
Yeah.
take me to something like that. My childhood would have been 10 times better. I just, I hope he appreciates this as much as I would have appreciated it. But I'm sure he does. Like I said, I think he really generally had a good time. If he didn't, he would have told you guys so. So,
Kids are really.
yep, the things they say. But yeah, actually, it wasn't that crowded. As long as the line seemed in the beginning, there was enough tables to kind of spread people out. And even though it wasn't that big, it was just one banquet room in the Hyatt Regency O'Hare. So it wasn't that much, but there was just the right amount of room to where you could walk around freely. The problem was if you wanted to get up close and personal with some of the tables, you might have to wait your turn because there's a lot of people. At the MMC table, there was a ton of people. They were all, because they had the Carnifex out. They had all the new, the not wreckers figures out, Turbine and Oberon or something like that. The helicopters, the one that looks like Rotostorm. But they had those. Another popular table was the Ages 3 and Up table, where they had the limited edition Sphinx, Stealth Sphinx, for sale, and I actually was not going to get one. I was more worried about getting an autograph from Nick Roche and a print up in my for my collection. Excuse me again. But when I finally went back to the Ages 3 and Up table, he had two of them left. One of them was out and obviously for sale, and the other one was sitting back on a chair over next to his jacket. And the one that was out was opened, and he still wanted $120 for it. I said, no, but I'll give you $120 for the one that's over there by your jacket. And he turns around and, he made some sort of comment that I couldn't really hear. And yeah, I guess I can sell you this one. So I ended up buying the last sealed Stealth Sphinx from him. So that was cool. I got that. That was my one of two purchases at TFcon. Besides, when I get a T-shirt and I got some G1 parts that I needed. Other than that, most of the booths were pretty. I don't want to say nobody was visiting them. There was people at every booth, but the other booths, you could actually go up and see what they had for sale and whatnot without really having to stand in any sort of line. They had one guy there, and I have his business card, but I can't find it. I would love to give him a shout out on the podcast. Maybe we'll do it next time. But he had an entire booth full of nothing but original Diaclone, original Japanese Takara Transformers. He had what did he have? He had a Fortress Maximus in his box It was graded, and I couldn't see what the grade was, but the price was like 15 grand. And so as soon as we saw that, Johnny's like, "Oh my God, let me guess, you're going to buy that, aren't you?" No, I don't think so. That's a little out of my price range.
It's nice to know that he doesn't think of you guys as not being able to afford that. It's kind of cool in a way.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad. Maybe that just goes to show how much money I waste on this stuff. So, but that booth is where I ended up buying my awesome G1 Overlord. I have
Yay!
Yeah. He had two of them that were loose, that were sitting there incomplete. They were both in basically the same stage of incompleteness. But the one had really, really, really nice stickers, and he wanted 175 for it. The other one had no stickers or really bad stickers, and he wanted 150. So I went for it. I took the jump, and I got my G1 Overlord at the first TFcon that I went to. So that is pretty cool. That's going to be my souvenir for TFcon, and I will complete him, and I will love him, and I will call him my own.
And then he'll murder you in your sleep just for laughs.
Yes. Speaking of which, I can't wait to get some frames for these prints, because the one print I got was the from Last Stand of the Wreckers, where he was just sitting in his throne in I guess what you would call the throne room, where all the prisoners ultimately met their demise, and he was sitting on the throne with the energon blood leaking from his hands, and then the pile of heads in front of him. So I got that print, which was one of my favorite scenes, I think, in any comic book I've read in recent history. And that's going to go up right next to him, so he'll have a nice special spot in the collection from now until I die and my kids sell all this stuff.
There's a bleak end of things, and Overlord would be proud of having influenced your thoughts in such a way.
Yep. So, but I guess the rest of the gist of my convention visit was the fact that I was so overwhelmed with everything that I didn't take any pictures. I took 1 6-second video of Nick Roche's table. I took a picture of my kid and Prowl, because he was very excited about that. And yeah, here's a word to the wise: convention planners, more Transformer people walking around that you can get pictures with, because you would get more kids more happy, which means more parents with more money, and it would be a good thing for everybody. So let's just do that. But yeah, it was just overwhelming for me. It was like the ultimate flea market, along with everything you can possibly want Transformer wise. The one thing that I didn't like was the fact that when you go to a flea market, a lot of times when you get good deals, it's because people don't know what they have. Here, everybody knows what they have. So if you're going there to look for deals on G1 stuff, you're going to the wrong place. Unless you're a master negotiator, you're just not going to get anywhere with these guys, because they know exactly what they have, and they know somebody's going to buy it sometime. But other than that, I wasn't really there to get G1 parts. I bought a few that I needed to complete a few things that I knew I wouldn't be able to find other places very easily, but that wasn't the point of the visit. But everything else was it was all normally priced, like what you would see online. Except obviously most of those people weren't charging tax, and you don't have to pay for shipping. So really things would be a little bit cheaper if that's how you normally would acquire these things. Especially the third-party figures and whatnot. Any of the Hasbro Takara stuff, that was all way overpriced. I mean, things that are shelf warmers here now, they had for like $25, $30. The deluxe Titan Returns like Scourge and Skull Smasher. $25-$30. I'm like, yeah, no, I'll pass on those. I even though I have them, I can't believe they're trying to sell those things for that kind of price just because this is a convention. So that's my little rant about the prices. But all in all, it was a really, really good experience. I kept on going back to the fans project table to look at that Die Atlas version that they have coming out. I almost left with that. I really, really wanted it, but I just didn't pull the trigger because I just don't have the extra 130 at the moment. But that's a figure that I'm looking at getting after I saw it there. And then I also was able to see Simba from KFC. And the first booth I went to had a Simba out in Victory Leo form. And then also had one combined with Star Saber. And he looked good. The shoes, they're big. I don't know if I'm going to be that excited to get him anymore after seeing him, because really all it amounts to is a pair of platform shoes and a jetpack for Star Saber. I think I eventually will get him, but I don't think he's a priority anymore. But there was a booth after this booth, and I forgot what booth this was too. I'm sorry. Like I said, it was a bit overwhelming, so I didn't take notes either. But they actually had...
You're participating in the experience, so
yeah,
that's proper.
Right. I was able to take it all in, and I really enjoyed it. So you're right. I didn't waste my time, doing things that I wouldn't have enjoyed. But and actually, now that I think about it, I think it was the TF Source booth. They had 2 or 3 Simbas for sale for $160. And I almost pulled the trigger there. But then, after I had seen it hooked up to Star Saber, I was like, I think I'll pass on this too until, it'll be one of those nice to haves, but not, have to haves. But other than that, guys, I mean, that was my experience at TFcon Chicago.
All right, you said that was at the Hyatt Regency O'Hare?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I've been there before on a different convention, so...
Okay, yeah, I've actually been there several times for different things. I've stayed there a few times. It's a nice place. And Rosemont's not a bad town, so if anybody's ever feeling that they don't want to go to Chicago because of how dangerous it is, the truth is, if you're going for this convention, especially if you're flying in at O'Hare, you actually never have to leave O'Hare Airport or the city of Rosemont. So it's quite nice. It's a quite nice place and a very nice hotel.
Yeah, I think my favorite memory last time I was there, what's the anime? Hellsing? Where the girl with like the giant sniper rifle. There's a cosplayer there dressed as that character. They wouldn't let her carry her weapon around on the floor. So she went to like the upper floors of the hotel and just that kind of big perimeter around the outside and just aiming her oversized rifle at security staff. It was kind of morbid, but I still laugh thinking about it.
Wow, that's smart.
Oh, that's like 2003. Maybe that was a little less scary at that time.
True.
I would like to go next year, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it would be cool to go. I think I'm going to make this an every year thing. In fact, I told my wife that now that I've been and I see what, it's all about, I think I may make it more of a priority than just kind of getting stuff throughout the year. I can kind of spend the year seeing what I want and making a list, saving up for it, and then going to TFcon and getting it.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That's exactly what I do.
Yeah. So, and to have more company, that would be great. I brought a friend of mine who is not into Transformers, but his kid loves Transformers. So it was the 4 of us that went, and even he had a good time. Just looking at everything, he was like, "Wow, man, this is just bringing back memories." And I was like, "Yeah, man, that's kind of the whole point. It's bringing back memories. Even if you just walk around and look at all the G1 stuff out there." He ended up buying his kid a Soundwave that was actually in pretty decent shape for $20. And then the same guy that I bought the G1 Overlord from had a Ravage cassette without the missiles, but he wanted $25 for it. And when Brian told Mason, his kid, he's like, sorry, we're not going to spend $25 on the cassette. The guy asked him, he's like, is it for your son? Because I see he's got that Soundwave, or is it for you and your collection? And he's like, I don't collect. This is for my son. I just bought him Soundwave. I just wanted him to have a cassette for it. And the guy goes, $5.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, that kind of stuff is cool. And when he did that, that's when I made my decision to buy that Overlord, and I wasn't going to negotiate about the price. I figured $175 was cool. It was a good asking price. There's nothing wrong with this thing. The stickers are brilliant. So I was like, this is a good guy, and I'll go ahead and give him some business. So that was definitely cool.
And that's an awesome buy.
Yep. So, that's my next project now. Complete my G1 Overlord. I'll be talking to you guys at podcast episode 2324 about how I completed him. And we're at
We look forward to hearing about the process of it.
Yep.
So, any more questions?
Yeah, what kind of parts did you get?
I got a G1 Power Master Prime cab because I had everything but the cab from the last flea market I went to. I got some miscellaneous G.I. Joe weapon fodder to complete a few things. I got a G1 Finback Pretender shell because I had everything for him except for the shell. And I think that's it. I almost bought the Power Masters for Double Dealer because I have a Double Dealer I'm trying to finish, but the guy wanted way too much for him, so I passed on those. So yeah, I got the Sphinx, I got the G1 Overlord, and a handful of parts, and that was it. Got a T-shirt. I got a pretty cool Voltron T-shirt, which I liked a lot. And that was the other thing. There were some really cool dealers that had really cool booths, and a lot of them had really good-looking Voltrons. But like I said, they all knew exactly what they had, and even for the original diecast Voltron without the box was these guys are asking $400 or $500, so it was a bit pricey. Otherwise, I would have left with a Voltron. And then there was another dealer, and I don't know if I should have pulled the trigger on this or not. I'm still kind of debating whether or not I'm going to regret this move, and I'll go ahead and conclude my segment on this. But one guy had a complete G2 Superion with Slingshot mint unsealed card. So he had all of G2 Superion combined except for Slingshot, who was separate on his card still, and the card was beautiful. And he said $150. So I couldn't really put a value on it that fast. As much as I would have liked to have that in my collection, I had already bought Overlord at that point. So I was like, I think I'm going to have to pass, but I think I might end up regretting that decision. But other than that, I think I did pretty good.
Yeah, sounds like an awesome haul.
Yep, absolutely.
Did you go into, I know at the TFcon that I go to, they always have throughout the day, the costume contest or third-party discussion or IDW discussion, things like that. Did you go and see anything like that?
I did not, no, because we were a little worn out once we went through the main room probably about 4 separate times, and after that we were a little bit worn, a little hungry. We were going to eat at the restaurant, the hotel, but they wanted $17 for a salad, so we realized that we had to leave in order to get food. So if we were leaving, we weren't coming back, so we left relatively early. We got there about 8 o'clock, and we ended up leaving right around 1:30, 2 o'clock. So I did not go to any panels. I didn't go to any of the auxiliary events. I was going to go do that the servo custom class, where they taught you how to customize a figure, but those tickets were already sold out by the time I learned about it. So we didn't do that either. But like I said, it was a learning experience. Now I kind of know what there is. I know that if I want to do stuff like that, all the little ancillary panels and whatnot, that I probably should do the 2-day thing. where you go one day to buy what you want to buy, and then the next day to see what you want to see, sort of thing.
The one thing I'm not sure if it's so much a TFcon thing, but I know from looking at news for BotCons the past few years, those customization classes sell out really quickly. And I mean, we're talking about like from the moment they set up online registration, I mean, a day or two might be asking for too much, but they do go out quick. So that might be the same with TFcon.
No, it is at least here in Canada. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first day they came on sale, I took a look, and they were all sold out.
Yeah.
And that'd
It's
be really
probably
cool.
Yeah. Well, it's probably a good thing you didn't go, Peter, this year because, that would detract from, having time with your son and your friends and all that. Because those are, I mean, those are extensive classes usually.
Right. Well, I figured if I did it, I would have just did it with my son, and that was another reason why I was fine with not going, because I did have my buddy and his kid with me. So yeah, really the whole point was just me and my son had a blast. Me and Brian, my friend, had a blast because his kid had a blast. He bought that Mason, his son. He bought that Soundwave for him like maybe 45 minutes into the show. And so for the rest of the day, this kid is going around. You see my Soundwave? He's my favorite Transformer. Hey, mister, you see my Soundwave? So he was in seventh heaven with this Soundwave. And so it was quite cool. A very, very cool experience for me, my friend, and our kids. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm glad y'all could all share in that. That's really neat.
Yep. Good times had by all. So definitely go next year. Counterpunch, we should definitely try to figure out when it's going to be and how you need to, or what you need to do to get down here, or not just Counterpunch. The rest of you guys, maybe we should all try to hook up at this convention next year.
Well, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna need people to either share a hotel with or something like that, right? And I actually haven't done anything like that. I know people tell me that it just kind of goes crazy and they sell really quick, but I'm sure that.
Well, there's several hotels right there that are all connected.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't think you would really have to worry about hotel room, because the amount of people that were there, I mean, that wouldn't have filled up a quarter of the Hyatt Regency.
Because I've been there for an Anime Central, and that hotel was sold out, and a couple of the ones nearby too. So.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why you start planning this a year in advance.
Oh yeah, I bet you in the new year they'll have TFcon 2017 soon.
Yep.
If we plan it, we can do a hotel. We can get 5 or 6, maybe even 3-bedroom.
Yeah, well, I mean, even though I only live 45 minutes away, if I do it again, I'm going to do the 2-day, and I'll definitely stay in a hotel. I don't want to have to drive all the way home and then drive back again in the morning. So I would basically plan on making it a holiday weekend. Just
if I go, we got to order Chicago pizza.
Yeah, for sure.
That's not a problem, dude. This is in Rosemont. It's the home of the mafia. We can get some Chicago pizza there. Yeah, just Google Rosemont, Illinois. You'll be fine. Forget about it.
Yeah, eating is not a problem there.
Yeah,
I have an offer for you. You can't refuse.
Yep. So, no, we should definitely make plans to do that. But on that note, I'm going to sign off. Soundwave's out of here. Gonna go put some kids to bed.
All right. Thanks for sharing, Peter.
All right,
Love
guys.
you, man.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night,
See
dude.
you later. Peace.